Pat Forde. Oh, I almost said overrated, but I can't do that to Pat. He's too nice. Properly rated. Whatever that is, Pat Forde is properly rated. Joins on loan. Do you get into these conversations about best of all time and best team and dynasty and LeBron and Michael?
Personally, I think the proper tag for me is criminally underrated. But I'll stick with properly rated. That's fine. Oh yeah, all the time. And there is absolutely a generational divide, and there is kind of a weird grudging thing with LeBron that I don't get. Whether it's just that LeBron's heyday has coincided with what I guess you could call hater culture, where everybody can be knocked down. But to me, if this is just my opinion, now it's the correct opinion, of course, but it's just my opinion that Jordan's just the greatest winner ever, and if there's going to be a separator, it's going to be that. And if LeBron gets to 6 world titles, then we can have that discussion. But I think Jordan was a superior winner to LeBron.
Oh, yeah, and he has a different gene, but that gene's going to come out in this documentary, and people are going to be a little bit uncomfortable with what they see with Michael Jordan's personality. Back then, we knew it, we saw it, we accepted it. That's just who he was. But if Mike did what he did, back then, did it now, social media would eat him alive.
No doubt. Punching teammates and some of the other stuff. Yeah, sure. That he was excessive, and it was much more tolerated back then than it would be today, for sure.
Oh man! All right, so I wanted to have you on for a couple of reasons here. You saw where Jalen Green, who's the top high school kid out of Fresno, he decided to go to the G League, and they sort of set up this separate G League account or whatever it is. It's like, come on in, and you're going to get $500,000, and we'll get you a shoe deal, and you sort of hang out here for a little while and develop, and then you'll go into the draft next year. What exactly is this program? It's like the commissioner's exempt list when he was, the NFL commissioner, where I didn't even know he had an exempt list. I didn't know the G League had this.
Yeah, this is a very interesting development, and it seems to me underscores what appears to be a bit of disdain from the NBA side and Adam Silver side towards college basketball. It's like whether it's the system is too corrupt or it's just not producing players that are ready enough or whatever. I think he's gone from, yes, I'll work with the college game and, we'll eventually get rid of the age minimum and, take away some of the ambiguity of these guys that are going to school for 1 year and just let them go straight in. Now it's like, we're just going to go raid the high school guys, and we don't care whether they come to you or not. And so, to me, that's a very interesting development. If they've got that kind of money to throw around, kids are going to be very interested in taking it. Now, it may not be for many of them, but still, if you're siphoning off those kind of kids, it definitely would have an impact on the college game. And, I wrote about this. Most college kids, guys that are playing college basketball, don't want to be there, especially the good ones. They absolutely do not grow up dreaming of playing for North Carolina or Duke or Kentucky or Kansas or UCLA or anyone else. They don't want to be there.
Well, Zion is the last. He's the last dinosaur. He's the anomaly here. But I'm wondering, and I'm talking about the superstar, but why wouldn't Adidas or Nike just say, we're setting up our own little workshop here. We're going to pay you. We're going to pay you whatever. We have an academy. You come in, and we'll give you life skills. We'll teach you how to balance a checkbook. We'll teach you about real estate. We'll have simulated games. We'll have Nike former NBA players on staff who will come in and work you out and give you tips, advisors to help you go into the NBA. Why not just do that, get them under contract with a shoe deal, and send them into the draft? To me, it feels like you would be investing in your future if you're Nike or Adidas, and then these kids who don't want to go to school actually learn what they need to learn going into the NBA.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense on the face of it. Is that thing is you prepare them in the ways that they need to be prepared as far as taking care of money and some life skills and that sort of thing. And then, you get them under your wing. And that's, so many of these players already are.
Yes.
Considered in silos. Nike, that's a Nike kid. That's an Under Armour kid. That's an Adidas kid. Why not extend it? And further cut out the college middleman, so to speak. I wouldn't be surprised if those ideas are percolating in places even beyond the high reaches of the Dan Patrick Show.
Pat Forde, Sports Illustrated College Sports senior writer, had Chris Fowler on the show earlier in the week, and we talked about if there's going to be lost revenue with college football and the trickle down with other sports here. I'm wondering, can you rip up that contract that ESPN has with college football with the Final Four, and then we extrapolate this and make it the Sweet 16? All options on the table, but do you think that we can get to that point this year?
Well, college football has been the hardest entity to get to change anything over the centuries.
True.
But all contracts are made to be broken, and there has never been a time that really looks as economically challenging as this one. So, yeah, it would not absolutely shock me. They could even bill it as a one-time thing to see how it goes, and then, if it's not good, we can go back the other way. But, the football cash cow is so vital, and if it's going to be compromised, and I think we've already started to see some of the repercussions of it, of sports being cut and pay cuts all over the place and staff being reduced, furloughs, all those sort of things. If there is an easy fix, a relatively easy fix, 16 playoff, 18 playoff, 12-team playoff, 16-team playoff, one time only, let's see how it goes. Yeah, I think it could happen. Given the hunger in sports media and in college athletics for revenue and what's not coming in now and it may not come in for several more months, it would not shock me.
And I just thought of this. JT Daniels, the big-time recruit at USC, just entered the transfer portal. He was, heralded as a, next great quarterback at USC. And I started to think about this. Did Ed Orgeron recruit JT Daniels at USC, and therefore Joe Burrow is gone? Hey, come on down here to Baton Rouge. I'm just thinking out loud here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe some early stages recruiting, but JT left high school actually a year early.
Yeah, that's true.
So he was a young freshman. I think he was the starter, but sure, I mean, a guy like that, look, people really liked his talent. He was thrown into the fire as a young freshman. By the end of the year, he was playing pretty well. The game against Notre Dame, I remember that he was good. And then, he gets hurt the next year, and then Keaton Slovis comes in and is really good and definitely the favorite of the offensive coordinator, Graham Harrell. So, yeah, this is a high-quality quarterback suddenly on the market. Now, he's going to have to sit almost assuredly, but I would think he would be super attractive to LSU and anybody else that needs a quarterback.
Yeah, I know they got Miles Brennan, but if Ed O recruited him when he was at USC, and I don't know. Yeah, just a thought, Pat. That's all I do. I just think. Usually,
you know what? We need your thoughts.
Usually, not
all
always.
of us. We have nothing to do but think.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing else to do.
Hey, it's great to talk to you as always. Hope the family's safe, and we'll keep reading.
You too. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
Pat Forde, Sports Illustrated College Sports senior writer.